Coach Riveiro have officially been fired from Ahly. Now, this is not the news we expected to hear, especially after Orlando Pirates just dominated, you know. But unfortunately, his contract has been terminated with immediate effect, and this comes after he has failed to impress, basically. So it is, he has won only one game out of the four games that he has played this season, basically. So the team announced the statement recently. It is still breaking news. It's something that was announced a few moments ago. And they say that Al Ahly thanks Coach Riverio and his assistant for the time they spent with the team and has terminated his contract with the club amicably, meaning that immediately, with immediate effect. So, like I said, it comes after he has lost. And apparently they say that he recently just lost by 2-0 against, Pyramids FC. So unfortunately, this is unfortunate news for him, and I know that there's not the time to bring in politics, but I personally feel like this was definitely karma. If karma is something that is actual, it's real. So I feel like he was so in a rush to leave Orlando Pirates that he didn't realize that where he was going was actually a step up from where he was, because I feel like Al Ahly is such a big team and they have so much expectations, and they are not similar to Orlando Pirates. We understand. We know with Orlando Pirates, we have been angry with the coach for losing the few games that he played. But with Al Ahly, I don't know how I should put it, but it's like one of the best teams in that league, and they just cannot afford to lose the way that they were losing. So when the coach left, I think he really did not think about, that part of the thing, that part of the situation. He did not really think about how this is actually a step up, and it's definitely not gonna be the same. But his situation kind of raised a lot of concerns, especially with players who leave South Africa to coach other teams in Africa. It was evident with Rulani, it was evident with also who else? It was also evident with Pito Musiman. Now, with Pito, his situation is a bit different, but the thing is that I feel like coaches who leave South African teams to go and coach clubs abroad, out of South Africa, never really have like great times there. Pito had an issue of salaries and everything, and there was an issue with the team and the management and whatever. And Rulani also, he had that issue whereby people were complaining, and even the fans of the team, and it was also alleged that the players were not happy with him there. So I don't know what the problem is. And this one of Coach Riverio, it's something that was totally unexpected, especially considering the fact that he just literally started there recently. He just recently left Orlando Pirates to go there. But I think that he was just not ready. Basically, it was a great opportunity for him, yes, but I think he forgot to think about how big this is, especially considering the fact that this is not your usual Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs. This is not your usual, Mamelodi Sundowns and whatever. You are with a team that has high expectations, so they don't really compromise. Because I feel like with South African teams, we sometimes compromise with our status, especially for an example, if Orlando Pirates loses the whole year, we won't really let the coach go. We can keep the coach for 5 seasons and whatever, but let's say they don't really compromise their status like that. They are very decisive, and I'm unfortunately, I do not know what's next for Coach Riverio, because as Orlando Pirates, we are okay. We don't need a coach anymore, but hopefully he will find a team that he can work with, that will really challenge him, because this was something, it was supposed to be a step up for him, but unfortunately he failed to impress. So we will just have to wait and see. And honestly, I feel like he left Orlando Pirates prematurely. So he jumped to an opportunity of money. He could have just waited just a while, because he was having a great run with Orlando Pirates, and I felt like it was not the time for him to go. He could have just stayed, but he did leave at the end of the day, and he left at the top of the game. On top of that, he had a great season. You know, it was not like that he had the worst season also. I'm not saying that he had the best season, but it was not bad. It was great. You know, he had titles and all of that. So I feel like he could have just stayed a little bit, maybe just one season, you know, and then decide. But the thing with this uh teams is that they offer a lot of money, especially if they see that you had been impressive the past season. So I feel like he jumped to that opportunity and then he forgot to kind of prepare himself, because that was a whole different environment. That's like whole different people. That's like a whole different culture. So it really needs time get to he needed time to get used to everything, the way it works that side. But unfortunately, he was coaching a much bigger team, and they don't compromise with their, you know, integrity. They don't compromise with their status, basically. So that's the breaking news. He had been let go with immediate effect, unfortunately for him here.